My man. Okay. It's rolling now, you said? Are we getting started? Okay. I guess we started. The audio is okay. You can look at me, look at the camera, any way you want to do it. We're going to edit this, man. Anyway.
I know.
All right, so we're going to take a little moment of silence. Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's DJ Gatsby, host of the talk show with DJ Gatsby and Kitty Jones. Thanks for watching the previous shows that we had. You know, we had a lot of people coming through. Today, we got a very, very special guest in the house, and the man, my man.
I do.
All of y'all know him, Cash Money content publishing author, author of Keisha and Clyde, Street Girl Named Desire,
Yes, sir.
Harlem Girl Lost One, Get It Girls.
Yes, sir. We got it.
And Fly Betty, of course. Everybody will know Fly Betty. You also did a couple of other books. What is it?
Little Bad Girls.
Little
One
Bad
and
Girls.
two.
1 and 2. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome to my studio, my show, good personal friend of mine and great author, Mr. Treasure Blue.
Thank you, brother.
How you doing? You got to give me some
Man,
more
thank
dap.
you, man. Yes, sir. You get all you want, man.
All right. Listen, thanks for being so patient with me today. We went through a lot to get this show together, man. I appreciate you coming by my house.
Yes, sir.
With your driver to pick me up.
Yes, sir.
Black car service came
Yes,
and got
sir.
me.
Yes, sir.
And brought me out, man. You know, listen, man, talk to the people, man. What's happening with you right now, man? How's your day going, man?
Man, I'm in grind mode, man. I've been up since 2 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I had to get to that airport, get down here to D.C. You know, no late for me. You know, I'm going to be on time, you know, because I'm about this right here. You know, it's sink or swim for me right now. This is my moment of truth right now, so I'm going to be on point.
Okay.
Came down to D.C. just to smash them, show love, you know, give my release party.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know.
For those that we'll get into that in a minute, but he has a release party. It's going to be held, I think it was, the February 15th.
Yes, sir. Friday.
Right here in D.C.
Yes,
It's
sir.
hosted by D.C. Book Diva and her team down here. Big shout out to D.C. Book Diva for
D.C. Book Diva.
actually playing her part. She was very instrumental in getting Treasure Blue here to the studio, arranging for the interview. And Tias, thank you so much for that, man.
Eon Williams, real is back.
Yeah. Big shout out to Eon, RJ Champ, and everybody over there at DC
Yes, sir.
Book Diva Publications.
Mikey O.
Yeah. We're going to start from the beginning, man. Your first book, what was the first book that you published?
The first book that I published was Harlem Girl Lost. That was back in 2004.
Okay, Harlem Girl Lost.
Yeah.
The first book.
Yeah, very first book. I self-published that book. It was phenomenal. It took off. It took wings of its own, and wow, you know, I just think back to those gloriously years. I never expected that it would become so popular, you know.
Yeah. You have a lot of fans following that Harlem Girl Lost series, and all started off with that first book, man. And how did it feel, man? You know, to be a published author. You know, just to.
Man, just to write the book was like having my firstborn, or like having your firstborn child. You know, it meant that much, at least for me. You know, I came in for the love of this. I came in for the passion. Money was a non-factor. I didn't know about money. All I cared about was putting that book in as many readers' hands as possible, because I knew in my heart and my soul that, you know, it was something special.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Now you from Harlem, New York. Everybody knows Treasure Blue is from Harlem.
Yes,
so
sir.
obviously you were in Harlem when you published that book.
Yes.
Now you hit the streets, New York City, selling that book.
Running.
Okay.
You know, even before the book was out, you see, I got that hustler mentality. You know, I just didn't wait until I got book in hand, man.
Okay.
I was selling my book months before it was even written, months before it was even printed. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know, I had to put that. It was all I had. I had that sink or swim mentality. You know.
Okay.
Either I'm gonna do it or I'm not. You know.
Yeah.
And so I just went all out. I just focused on one thing. You know.
Getting that.
It was like a laser. Just my book, Harlem Girl Lost.
Okay. We're going to talk about a lot today, man. Cover as
Come
much
on,
ground
hit
as we
me, man.
possibly can. The second book, we're not going to go to a lot of, behind the scenes stuff, but your second book that you published What was that title, and how did that come about?
Well, before I got to the second title, I got signed.
Okay.
Because I got signed by Random House because, the thing was hitting the Essence bestseller list every month from that point on, and they drew the attention of all the majors. I got actually, before I had a book, I knew who was my agent going to be and wound up being my agent, Tracy Sherrod. I mean, I wasn't playing with this.
Okay.
So about maybe going on 2 years later after, this book just was a instant phenomenon, that's when the majors start calling. So I got my agent, and they basically had a bidding war against, for my services,
For your second book.
for my next books to come.
Okay. So when you got that deal, you had already had Harlem Girl Lost out.
Yes,
Essence bestseller list.
yes,
And now the majors start calling.
Yes.
You get your agent, you get ready to move. Now,
yes.
what were they expecting from you? I mean, other than the number of books, what were they expecting? Because you're a new author, one book out. What are they expecting? You're not established. You new kid on the block still.
Well, just like anything in business, it's a gamble, but you just got to go with a safe bet. My books were being book scanned. When I first heard my book scan numbers, I think they said something like, yeah, we found out your book scan numbers was like, 16,000.
Wow.
I got offended, because I was doing 20,000 print runs by now. So she said, no, it's not about that. If it's got book scanned in the store, just imagine what you was doing on the streets. So, it made sense.
So when you say book scans, for those who don't know, that means when it's sold in a store by a retailer.
By a retailer who is an authorized book scanner.
Okay. So street vendors,
They don't count.
bookstore sales,
They don't count.
book signing sales.
Black bookstore, mom and pop bookstores,
Yeah.
a lot of places didn't count. Even Walmart at the time didn't.
Okay.
Walmart just got book scanned, so so it was a whole lot of books that wasn't getting reported. But you could tell by the consensus, by the bestsellers list, by the Amazon rankings and things like that. So they pretty much can gauge what you're doing, where you at. So I was in a good comfort zone.
So for all you authors out there that don't have your books with major retailers or not getting those book scans, you need to try to do that. You need to try to get those books because you can get those numbers up.
Well, it's a duality to that. Most authors cannot get it in those chain stores, so that's the disadvantage for a new author. Trying to get it in, distribution.
Yeah.
Just like in the record industry, same thing.
Yeah. Okay. So now they come calling, and you sign with Random House.
Well, Random's House won.
Random House wins. Okay. Random House wins.
They win, and they offer me a lucrative deal. I mean, I shiver still when I think about that. And I felt prideful about that because, I'm wanted. I came from obscurity, from nothing.
Yeah. It's
And
gotta be a
here I
good
am
feeling.
receiving all these accolades about this one book. It was, I could have retired right then, with a great name,
Well, we're glad you didn't. We're glad you didn't. We're glad you
Thanks.
kept going. All right, now Random House. Which books did you release under Random House through that deal?
Okay, they bought the rights to Harlem Girl Lords. That was
Okay.
part of the deal. Then my second book was A Street Girl Named Desire.
Okay.
That's his bestseller.
Yeah, hold on for you. The Street Girl Named Desire. Didn't read that book. I haven't seen a lot of reviews on that book.
Man,
Tell me a little bit about that, man.
That book will snatch your soul. I mean, it will hit every emotional fiber in your body. To me personally, after all these books, if anybody ever asks me, which book, because I'm an artistic type of thinker, which book would you want to go to film first? I always say A Street Girl Named Desire.
Okay.
Because it deals with a lot of emotion. It's like a triple threat. It's very dramatic. It got a lot of entertainment in it.
Okay.
And a lot of morals and visuals, and I'm a visual person and I could see it. And a lot of people say the same thing, you know, that was a character that I took to the left, because I'll write a book with the heroine is liked and loved by everybody. You cannot help but desire the main character. You couldn't help but hate her. But I forced you to like her.
Okay.
Not force you, but fall in love with
You
her.
made her likable, to the likable character in spite of what you
became
did.
human, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, so, and that's hard to do.
Okay. Well,
I wanted to challenge myself.
I know you have a lot of talents, man. People talk a lot about the characters. You have very strong characters in your books.
Yes.
And the story plots are very intricate.
Absolutely. That's a good word. I'm glad you caught that.
Well, I mean, I read a little bit too.
Yes,
man.
sir.
I read a little bit too. All right, now that's the first book, Random House. What's the second book that?
Street Grenade Desire.
Okay.
And the third book was Keisha and Clyde.
Heard a lot about that book. Didn't read it. Well, you know, I just really got into.
I understand. I understand.
Recently.
Hey, you know, you can look forward to some great books when you need it.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to have to read some of your previous releases,
Yes.
man, trying to see how you got where you are today in your writing.
Yes, sir.
All right, so you Keisha Clyde, Street Girl Named Desire, and then where you at? You still with Random House on your fourth book or not?
No. By the completion of my contract,
Okay.
I basically turned down the next deal.
Okay. Now I've heard you talk about that in previous interviews about going from self-published to having a deal to being without a publisher.
Yes.
And that was a personal decision that you made.
Yes.
Okay. What were the factors that led to you making that decision? Because I got a lot. I can imagine a lot of people that's saying, "Wow, how could you walk away from or let a deal with a major publisher like that get away?"
Yeah.
What was the thought process when you decided to do that?
Well, you know, considering the fact that I was hustling on the streets since I was 7 years old, not necessarily illegally, but, you know, my father taught me the game, the hustle. You know, he was a street vendor. He taught me the art of a sale, the art of people. And, you know, I became addicted to it once I started making sales. You know, once I can convince a person to buy my goods, you know. I'm that 10-year-old boy that went up into Harlem Hospital, 2 shopping bag full of hats, socks, leg warmers, stockings, handkerchief, anything.
Okay. All right.
Go up to the top floor, sell to doctors, nurses, patients.
Okay. Well, I see you touching on that. For y'all that don't know, he is a hustler. You was a hustler.
Yeah.
You still a hustler, and it's legitimate
Yes.
hustle. It's a grind.
Yes,
Because a lot of
it's a
people
grind.
get that misconstrued. But you had a talent, you had a skill, and you wanted to live off that.
Yeah, it was just a natural progression.
Okay, so you had something that you know you could sell,
Yes.
which was your books. Now, so you, after the Random House deal, you go back to self-publishing?
Yeah, I went back to self-publishing because the reason that I didn't want to sign the contract again with Random House is because they treated me too well. They pampered me. You know, I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to. All of my job now was treasure, sit back, write the best quality books you can give us.
So you, I didn't mean to cut you off. So you missed the hustle. You missed the streets.
I missed
you
the
missed the
hustle.
grind. You missed doing what you love doing.
Yes,
basically.
absolutely. You got to understand, you're talking to a person that in self-publishing, and you ebook heroes, listen up. Back in those days, authors went out of town every single weekend and got to hustle.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of you and a lot of the New York authors. I can't name too many of them, but Quan, some East Coast, Wahida Clark. I've seen some of the pictures from 2011, 10, 9, where you guys
No, we
actually
talking
did a lot.
2006 and
Well,
2007. You know, 2005. You know what I mean? 2004. You know what I mean? 2003. We talking about those days. See, when it wasn't as popular. You see, you got to understand, it was almost being an urban fiction author back then was a crime. You know what I mean? We was bastardized. We was demonized.
Okay, you guys were outside the
You know
box.
what I mean? So we had to break these doors down and keep giving them. Sure, we had well, authors had horrible covers.
Okay.
Sure, the content was atrocious.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But we got better and better. And so stopping the naysayers.
Yeah.
So it got to the point that we became accepted. See, a lot of new authors don't realize that history. We got told in our face we was an ish.
Yeah. Yeah. I noticed that about learning a little history about African American literature and urban literature itself. Is that you said 10, 20 years ago, there were only a handful of writers who actually had book deals from major publishers.
Yeah.
And underground, I call it underground writers back then, it's basically where you were.
Right.
You didn't have major distribution, didn't have major deals, but for the love of writing,
Right.
it seems like a lot of authors kind of made that transition.
Yeah.
You know, from being street hustlers and street vendors and selling their books wherever they could to major deals with publishers, or the internet comes in and a lot of other ways to help you sell books. Now, do you think current authors kind of respect the game or respect the hustle or the path that, you know, veterans like yourself and a lot of other authors out there, Wahid Clark and a lot to remember, you know, who had the hard times back in the day. A lot of writers seem like they have it very easy today.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that, you know, they don't have respect or anything. It's just that they don't know.
Okay.
You know, they just fell into something, you know, they had the passion for words. Well, most of them. Okay. And they just want their voice to be heard. I respect that. Okay. I help people like that. Yeah. But then again, you got the authors that come in and get a taste of blood, get a taste of that little bit of money.
Okay.
And then math doesn't lie. If I put up one book online, what if I put 2 books? What if I put 3 books? And that's when it become, you know, watered down. That's when you develop what I call writer's cancer.
In other words, you explain that writer's cancer, because I got a little idea what I think you mean, but what does that mean? And y'all listen to this now. He's about to drop a jewel for y'all, right?
Writer's cancer is when an author start writing books just to push them out, just to make money. Okay. Once you start writing books for the money, you develop a writer's cancer, and it's over. Yeah. It's over for you. You can make all the paper in the world, but you're not going to have a legacy. Yeah,
I think you're making a good point there, because a lot of the authors, well-established authors who've been around, they don't drop books like that.
No way.
They don't, and then you got some authors, don't get me wrong, who do drop a lot of books.
Right.
And they're still very good authors and drop a very good product. But I've seen that, particularly with the advent of ebooks, that and short stories now, because I've seen people say, I got a book release, I got a book coming out, and it's a short story, it's a short ebook. It's not it's not a full length. Look at the thickness of this book. It's not a book. It's not a novel. All right, we don't want to get off topic, because I really want people to talk about all your books. All right, so you left Random House.
Right.
You back self-publishing. What was that first book that you dropped when you started self-publishing again?
Harlem Girl Lost 2. Because that was in, like, everywhere I went, lectures, tours, the streets, everywhere. Mm-hmm. Harlem, when you going to come up with Harlem Girl Lost 2? Harlem Girl Lost 2. Harlem Girl Lost 2. I heard it so much, I told everyone, I think, you know, I wove that story so perfectly, it's finality. It's nothing more I can write about.
So wait a minute. You were reluctant to write Harlem Girl Lost 2?
I wasn't going to touch it. It was good enough. It was perfect ending to me.
You're making a good point. I spoke to a couple of authors. Monica Matthews Stowe, for one. She wrote Where Did We Go Wrong?
Right.
When she wrote that book, she said she wanted to end it right there. But editors, fans, test readers told her no.
Won't let it die.
You have to come back with part 2, which she did do. Congrats to Monica. She just released her second book, Where Do We Go Again? Right. Where Do We Go Wrong Again? All right, so now you self-publishing again. People are asking for a sequel to Harlem Girl Lost. Right. So you write Harlem Girl Lost 2.
No, I didn't. I had an epiphany. It wasn't even an epiphany. It was, I'm not sure what city I was in, Philadelphia or New York or I don't know where I was. But same old question, but I was doing it for a classroom full of kids.
Okay.
And Harlem Girl Lost, everybody, I mean, that book was a phenomenal, you know. So, like, once again, a young girl stood up. Is there going to be a part 2 to Harlem Girl Lost 2?
Put you on the spot.
I mean, it's so redundant. I said, no, you know, I'm saying my spiel, no. And then she asked another question. She said, okay, can I ask you another question? I said, sure, shoot. What would have happened to Silver's mother, Jessica, if she didn't get tricked using drugs and got pregnant?
Okay, so now
I was at loss for words.
Well, now you have to put yourself back in the book now, because you know what would have happened if you continued the story. But I mean, if you continue the story, you have to
If
bring that
I had
character
to sit
back
down
up.
and formulate it, you see what I'm saying?
Well, you're right,
I got to
yeah.
kick it around. You know, you got to kick it around. So how can I do that? So therefore, I decided. I talked to Quan, and then
Quan,
I
I
told
Am
him,
Legend. Big shout out to Quan, though.
Yeah.
Animal's a great book, man.
Yeah.
One of your mates over there, Cash Money,
Yes, sir.
Quan. What's up, Quan?
And I said, listen, man, I'm thinking about writing a story about my main character, Silver, mother, Jessica, and her crew when they was younger.
Okay.
And so he said, man, that would be considered something like a prequel. And I said, And then I talked to other people, but when I wrote it, it's more like a what if, just like the young girl advised me.
Yeah.
What if, so it would consider like a prequel, alternate reality type of book. A standalone book, nothing to do with the plot
Yeah.
to Harlem Girl Lost, but the setting, the characters, and telling that story.
Okay.
And that turned out to be Harlem Girl Lost 2, hence
The beginning.
the beginning, hence being turned into Giddy Girls,
Yeah.
Cash Money.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought up Cash Money, because I wanted to get to that.
Yeah.
That whole part of your career. For those who don't know, he's signed to Cash Money Content Publishing, and you released Get It Girls, which was the first book.
No, I released Harlem Girl Lost 2, that was doing phenomenal.
Oh yeah, well that's what I met you was with Harlem Girl Lost too.
Right.
Met you at
I
Cafe
was back on my
Cartel.
hustle out here in Maryland, D.C.
Yeah, I remember that day, man. As I was telling your driver, who's sitting off set there, heard you were coming to town. Knew you from New York, Harlem. Came up with my I Love Harlem.
Yes, sir.
T-shirt on, representing DJ Gatsby's book club.
Brighten up that whole day, that whole store. I remember that, day one.
Envy Red was there.
Yep, Tracy B was there.
Yeah, I didn't get to meet Tracy. I think I met Tracy before that at the DMV Literary Expo.
Yeah.
Big shout out to everybody who I met at the DMV Literary Expo back in 2011. That was really the start of the book club and got me going, but that's a whole other story.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I meet you at the bookstore. Showed me a lot of love, man.
Yes, sir.
I told you who I was. I had a book club, and I'm a real fan of African American lit, and I want to be a part of this phenomenon that's taking place. And we'll take us back there, man. You were there doing the book. This was before the Cash Money deal, because
Right.
you're on your grind. You're back traveling state to state, hitting the bookstore, seeing people.
Yeah, I think I came down to stay in D.C. See, D.C. is my second home when it comes to the book business.
Yeah.
When I came down here, I was amazed how much love they had down here. You don't get the type of book love anywhere else.
Okay.
You know what I mean? DMV area,
Yeah.
second to none support. New York is not like that. They want that
New York.
dollar. I found out that you can get normal $15 for your book. We're up in New York, $10.
Big shout out to New York, though.
Begrudgingly, you know what I mean?
This and that,
$2 off, I'm sure.
Big city of dreams, man.
But down
There's a lot
here,
of competition.
the sisters and brothers be like, yo, here you go, I'm here to support. Rock out.
Yeah. That, you know what? I showed a lot of love. I got a lot of love here, too, for D.C., big up to D.C. and New York. I started my book club down here, which was a huge move for me. Starting the book club because everybody knew me from New York as a DJ, the promoter, and MC and all this other stuff, which you guys are yet to hear about. A lot of you. Big shout out to people in New York who know I'm coming back up there to do some things. I'm gonna do some things down here in DC also. But I was a new kid on the block with a love for literature, and I started my book club, and I got nothing but love, respect, and cooperation from a lot of people down here in D.C., Maryland, Virginia.
Yeah.
I think if I started my book club anywhere else, it probably wouldn't have turned out the way it did.
You wouldn't have jumped off. But it's how you carry yourself, too. I immediately was drawn to you.
Yeah.
See, you got that same, ability in you to show love. You know what I'm saying? In order for you to receive love, you must first show it. And you showed it.
I give respect where it's
and
due,
we
man.
was down ever since.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But
and I got with you, and you did things for me to take me to a level, you know what I'm saying, with this Cash Money situation. We ain't gonna tell you all the secrets, but
we don't get into that yet.
Believe me, brother got some secrets,
Yeah. But meeting you that day kind of changed my whole attitude about African American authors because I hadn't really met very many.
Right.
And the ones that I did meet, all they wanted to talk about was books. When I met you, you talked about the business.
The business.
You talked about the love. And you talked about how, brothers and sisters can actually make a living, doing things other than just writing books.
Yes, sir.
And we'll get into that, hopefully. That's a whole nother show. But there's a lot of other things that people can do in this industry other than writing. I mean, you got proofreaders, you got editors, you got people who do designs, and you got people, advertising, marketing, promoters.
Promoting
a lot
huge.
going on with the book business, and man, a lot of people are eating
Yes, sir.
off this game. All right, so you back on the road. Homegirl Lost Too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, take us to Cash Money Content, man, how that all started.
Well,
I see you put a smile on your face as soon as I say Cash Money and YMCB.
Nah,
you start talking
what
about...
What it was, see, now since I came back into the actual self-publishing business, we talking about it's 2010 now.
Yeah, that's right, 2010.
And the game that I knew had changed drastically.
Okay, I can imagine that.
It was this little old thing came to the equation called ebooks.
Ebooks, Kindles, Nook, electronic publishing.
I heard about it.
Okay.
I was told about it. But I wasn't that abreast about it.
So was Harlem Girl Lost on ebook, Kindle, and Nook at the time?
Yeah, but I had to come to believe that. You see, I came back into the game, printed out 5,000 copies. Man, 5,000 copies back in the day, I would seriously knock that out in a month time.
Okay.
But I ordered these 5,000 books, and the day my book, Harlem Girl Lost 2, came out, and I went on a hustle, lo and behold, the very vendors, booksellers, distributors that were still in the game, who once brought 10 cases from me,
okay, now they
was
changed up.
now buying 10 books from me.
Okay.
This was weird. This is something that I never experienced.
Yeah, that's that kind of led to the demise of a lot of
Absolutely.
Bookstores, mom and pop
Bookstores,
bookstores.
vendors, everybody felt it. But a hustler do what a hustler got to do.
Well, you got to change your game up.
I switched my game up. Okay.
Yeah.
Ebooks, that's what it is. Ebook it is. So I just took my street hustle, found out about this Facebook, found out about the ebook, found out about that, and I just flipped the script.
You hustling online
That's
now.
it. And so by the time my book came out and I got into it and saw and recognized what was up, that's when I started putting on the Treasure Blue-esque hustle.
Okay.
So I went on a 22-hour-a-day tangent.
Online. Everybody, I don't have to tell you all about that, but you do spend a lot of time online. You drop a lot.
No,
of
but this
knowledge
one I
online.
didn't sleep. I honestly, I took periodic naps at the computer for about a month month.
Promoting
I'm
your
talking
book.
about just promoting. See, but I'm special. I think outside the box.
Well, you-
So by the end of that 30 days, 3 weeks later, I already had over 1,000 downloads.
Okay, ebook download.
And that's basically started when I started ringing the bells and people started hearing. Because people honestly thought, because I had to wait to get out of my contract. So I had to wait 2 years without a book.
Okay.
And so people thought Treasure Blue went off like the rest of
Was
them.
out the game, people done
But
fell
little
off.
did they know I was in the lab creating,
Okay.
plotting, scheming, calculating, you know.
right.
And that's what I was doing. Came back out with a bang. Where did he come back from?
Yeah, you definitely made a splash with,
Yeah,
with
back.
that book.
But like I
And-
said, I ain't never go nowhere. They just thought I did,
Okay.
you know.
So when Cash Money came calling, they looked at your resume. They looked at the books with Random House. What was the book? Because I've heard I interviewed Ashley and Jaquavis, and they talked about the cartel, saying that that's the series, that's the book that brought the money. That's the one that got
Absolutely.
the attention, and and got them a seat at the table.
Absolutely.
Was it a particular book, or was it just the Treasure Blue phenomenon? What was it?
Harlem Girl Lost.
Harlem Girl Lost.
See, because I came back with the two.
Okay.
And to be honest, this is what I explain to a lot of new authors. The vast majority, and I'm talking, when I say vast, I'm talking about 98%
Okay.
of the deals, of the connections, of I ever made in this business was made simply because I showed up.
Okay.
A lot of authors is doing this ebook thing, and they only got ebook.
Okay.
You can't show up to a book signing with an ebook.
No, you cannot.
So therefore, you're not meeting the people. You're not meeting the public. You see, you have to be tangible, not only to the readers, but the literary field. So even if you want to grow, you wouldn't be. They don't know you. Every deal I ever got, every major connection I ever got is because I simply showed up.
There you go.
It's no other way. So business-wise, competition-wise, stay that way, y'all. Stay that way, ebook author. More meat for me. You know what I mean? But I do have 2 groups dedicated to helping new authors, so I do give back.
Yeah, I did see that online. You do have, and you actually encourage other authors to work with other authors, share their knowledge, experiences, tricks of the trade, things they do
Absolutely.
to get things done. I know a lot of new authors don't know about a lot of the services that are out there that they can do themselves, and you definitely share that knowledge with them, man.
I share the 3 greatest knowledge I can share with any author. I tell them all the same thing, just 3. Research, research, research.
Oh, wow, I'm
That's
a
the
big fan of
best
research.
3 advice I could give you in this business.
Yeah.
And you will benefit from that if you listen.
Okay.
You
Well,
know.
yeah, information is out there. Whatever you're trying to do or whatever you want to know, yeah, you will get. I found for myself, do what I do, is that I'd rather research an issue or a question online or by reading
Right.
rather than ask somebody, because the information you get is not always the best.
Absolutely.
You don't always get the best
Even with
information.
any author, even with me. If I advise you of something like that,
You gotta get a second opinion.
Get a second opinion and weigh your odds, and with your tenacity, implement the best. What it don't fly, throw it away. Use what you can. I never go by what a person tell me. Never did.
Okay. I don't know how much time we got, but we're gonna keep going here, man.
Yeah.
All right. You didn't really answer how you got to deal with Cash Money, but we're gonna put you signed with Cash Money now. Get It Girl, Harlem Girl Lost re-release. Get It Girls.
Right.
Now you have to come up with some books, though.
Yeah.
Now you got to start writing again. You got to start dropping some stuff.
Right.
You dropped a couple of ebooks.
Yeah. That was part of the deal.
Okay, now that was Little Bad Girl 1
Yeah.
and 2.
I don't fancy myself as a short story writer. That was just
But
part of
those
the
are pretty
contract.
good. But those are pretty good stories, though, man.
Yeah,
Those
no,
pretty
it
good
was
books.
outstanding stories.
You got a lot of love.
Actually, I was going to give that to someone.
You ghostwriter.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
But that was a couple of years. I was going to do a person a favor.
Okay.
Give it to them. You know what I mean? And it didn't work. I mean, I didn't hear from them. So when they said got my contract, need 2 short stories.
Okay, there you go.
And I'm not good. I like epic. I like to end all, say all. You know what I mean? I like to write. I like subplots. I like subplots. You know what I mean? I like the undercurrent. You know what I mean? I like the whole facet of storytelling.
Okay.
So a short story, and then when they gave me the amount of words,
Okay.
I like to set people up. I think that's my greatest gift. I like to set you up. I like the red herring effect.
Okay.
I like to throw you off my scent, lead you to somewhere else, and when you see what happened, bow, it blew up in your face.
Yeah, the little Bad Girl 1 and 2, great story.
Yeah.
Probably did very, very well.
Very well.
And what they did, like you said, though, that set you up for Fly Betty. Because after those 2 books,
Yeah.
rumors started coming out
Right.
that you're working on a book.
Right.
You got something coming up.
See, it's just like this. When you said you got to remember, publishing is a business.
Yeah.
A lot of authors get in there for the passion, for the love, and the whole. Step foot in this game.
Yeah.
It's business, or you're gonna get your feelings hurt, or your shirt taken. Trust me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of opportunists out there.
Yeah.
And now, just like the short stories, they're a machine over there.
Yeah.
Everybody got to wait their turn. A year book, depending on the deal. That's standard publishing.
No matter where you go, no matter who you sign to.
So people realize that your name can regress in an interim, and for the people that came up with give them some short stories.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Keep your name fresh, and plus, my books is none of them is less than $10. So in a business where you got authors giving away books for nothing,
I should allow the ebooks at 99 cents.
It's a hard sell
$2.99.
for an established author. They think hey, I can get $9.99 not 10 99-cent books versus his one. So what you do?
Yeah, I've seen that, and I've heard pro and con about
definitely
that.
pros and cons.
But avid readers, want a book they can get engrossed in.
Absolutely.
Want a book they can, that you can enjoy reading. You enjoy the act of reading the book. And if you get a short story or ebook or Kindle, you read it in a couple of hours, and so you don't really got a lot. I don't really want to knock ebooks and short stories.
No, I don't want to because
there's a lot of
there's
authors
some
out there.
great. I'm telling you, I tell you to your face, it is some amazing new authors out there, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, I shout them out all the time.
Yeah.
I shout
watch your
new
page,
authors who respect the craft.
Yes.
I shout them out all the time. They have some amazing literature and some stories to tell. So it's not always about, you cannot base, a story based on a price. You know what I mean? I hear the thing just like you.
Yeah.
It's give and take. It's a good marketing tool.
Sure.
You know what
Absolutely.
I mean? It's a lot to this. So I just say, do what you feel is right.
Yeah. All right. Well, you dropped those 2 ebooks, and again, rumors are out. Where's Treasure Blue? What happened to him? You disappeared for a couple of weeks, a couple of months. Anytime you're not on Facebook, a couple of days, people like,
I'm missed.
Where's he at?
I'm missed.
But lo and behold, you come back after a short hiatus from being online with good news for everybody.
Yes, sir.
And that good news is Fly Betty.
That news is Fly Betty.
Now, you were promoting this book late last year. I'd say early, but late last year, like November.
No, wait.
Before then.
Well, Spot. When I had
I
the
was
book
hearing
cover.
about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I was hearing about it.
Yeah.
You started going hard. People started talking about it. A lot of buzz was in it. Cash Money started pushing the book really hard for the February 5th release, which just released. How did Fly Betty come about? Because I know you had the book coming. This is the cover for those who don't know. How did that come about? Because for me, it's a phenomenon.
Right.
You know, the book, Fly Betty, has people reading books who didn't read urban lit. I've had people to say, DJ Gatsby, you're always featuring urban lit and street lit books. I don't really read that stuff, but I also do children's books, faith-based books, Christian fiction books. Fly Betty has brought a lot of readers to urban lit and street lit fiction who were not fans before. How did you cross over to those fans? I don't want to say crossover, but how'd you get those mainstream readers to be interested in the Fly Betty project?
I didn't really change my formula or anything like that. I just broadened it. Probably. I'm doing nothing different from what I did before. It's just that I became more connected with more of a broad amount of people.
Okay.
And I did a lot of things this time that would solidify me into getting this book in as many people's hands as possible. Mm-hmm. To go back to how did I come up with the story, right here in D.C., bro. Actually, I was hustling down here with the D.C. book diva, and she mentioned the name Fly Betty. I said, what is that?
I heard that term Fly Betty originated.
Yeah, and then she told me, and I was, this was like 6 years ago. So I wrote the book in my head 6 years ago.
You had the idea for Fly Betty 6 years ago.
I write books in my head. All I need to do is to come up with my beginning, my middle, and my end. That's basically it.
Okay.
And my plots and my subplots. You see what I'm saying? I'm not no one facet writer. I got to give you more. I got to give you everything.
Okay. All right. So now you're saying you came up with the idea to write a book called Fly Betty or about Fly Betty 6 years ago. Why now? Why drop it now? Why
Good question.
Why drop it?
Good,
why
good.
You dropping it?
Outstanding host.
Yeah, man. Wow.
Well, actually, true story. I had a book that I was going to give Cash Money. I'm not going to tell them because they're going to steal it. I'm not.
We know everybody's watching.
I ain't no fool.
Okay.
But it just happened to be associated with some other books.
Okay.
Under their stable, and they said, there's too many of that name going around. And then lo and behold, you were right. Mm-hmm. Now, me, myself, I got about 5 books I could drop right now, this moment. You know what I mean? Write it up. I keep it. I don't write it down. I don't do any of that. But I have plots and stories to about 5 books. So I said, how about this one? I pitched them on this one.
Fly Betty.
No, not that Fly Betty yet. Then they say, yo, I like that. That's cool. Yeah, blah, blah. And then when I started writing it up, I got bored.
Okay.
I said, this is just not perfect. You got to understand, I'm anal. I was looking for something perfect.
Yeah.
I'm writing for Cash Money.
Yeah, this is your first full-length feature novel for Cash Money.
Yes.
You want to come right.
Get It Girls, I gave them Harlem Girl Lost too. So I still feel that this is my first one, even though they got 2.
Yeah.
But I wanted the atomic bomb. Second to none. My book had to be the best book out, period. I'm not going to be arrogant. Don't call me that. I'm not that. But I just like, the art. I want the best book. I want to give you my best book. And then one day it just hit me. Fly Betty.
That Fly Betty.
I got on the phone, called my agent, tell him I take that book back. I'm giving them another. You know? And so that's when I went in that hiatus.
Yeah.
Just
in the lab.
In there. Yeah, like a madman. Like a madman, but a mindful madman.
Okay. Well, you had a purpose.
A purpose.
And I really like that. I'm commend you for that because you coming from, self-published,
Yes.
to a deal, back to self-published, to another deal. You got a lot of naysayers. You got a lot of non-believers. You got a lot of haters who's saying, he can't do it. He's done. He's not, the treasure blue that we know. Looking to see how you were going to do, with this deal coming out, with your first full-length book. And I want to say the book is fantastic, man. I think anybody who wanted to know, where Treasure Blue was, is Treasure Blue still got it? You solidified your position as one of the most sought-after authors in the game. And, your library of books speaks for itself. And I think you've got a whole new generation of readers now with Fly Betty.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Young and old.
Yeah.
Speaking about the book, you're on a tour for the book right now. Just left Mississippi. Big shout out to, what's his name? The
Cyrus
guy
Webb.
Cyrus Webb. Big shout out to Cyrus Webb.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I really love the stops that you made down there. So the elementary school.
Yes.
Reading the kids.
Kindergarten.
That was kindergarten. That was a huge move. A lot of authors out here, you may write adult fiction, you may write books that are intended for adults, but you still have that connection as an author to readers of all ages.
Definitely.
And I commend you for making that stop and reaching out to those readers, because you're showing that you still communicate and have a love and affection for readers of all ages. Now, you also left there and you went to a high school.
Yeah, ooh.
I saw the pictures that were posted from that huge crowd, 450, 500 kids that came out. A lot of authors can't do that. What is it about Treasure Blue that makes you appeal to readers of all ages? I'm going to say that now, because you've proven that with this book.
Because from the time that I got into this business, I did it just for the love of it, the passion. My work, I just didn't walk in off the block. Let's get that straight. I was a screenwriter before this. I won blue ribbons. I beat the top 21 up-and-coming screenwriters from the Village in New York City out, me.
Okay.
And I was a reader since I was a kid. I was a weirdo, because instead of playing hooky, I
read books.
Read books.
Play
hooky in the library.
Okay, all right.
They all in the parks and the but
reader.
I just love books. So therefore, it's just something that I'm not a Johnny come lately. I'm very passionate about it, and coupled with my life experience, it shines in your words. See, people can read words. I romance them.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? See,
all
that's
right.
has always. I was in Barnes and Nobles here, and I was just looking through their collection of. They got new collections of, Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
Tales of Two Worlds. You know what I mean? These reverse me back to my childhood when I used to read these things.
Those are classics.
It was
those are
right.
Classics,
I love classics.
Books.
Right. You know what I mean? And it just took me back to a wholesome time where I can just use my imagination.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing about today.
Yeah.
You see, if you ever hit rock bottom like I have.
Oh, I have. But yeah.
You learn a few things.
Yeah.
You learn 4 things, in fact.
Here we go. Dropping jewels again.
The first thing that you learn that the people you thought had your back is no longer around.
Yeah.
You got a few people to give you a hand to help you back up.
Okay.
Second thing, the person who you always thought you were no longer exists.
You've grown.
You 2 different people.
Yeah, you changed. You've
All
matured,
that,
you've grown.
And then number 3, if you ever hit rock bottom, you'll realize.
You know it when you get there.
No, you realize that you can sink even deeper.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's more trap doors and you can go deeper.
Oh, yeah.
So it's never ending. And number 4, if you survive all that and decide to become an author, you're going to be a bestseller. It's a true story. That's how I say. And I walk it like I talk it.
Okay.
I know what I've done. I know my past. And I'll let you know about it. Instead of hear third-hand information, I'm posting, I write about it.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is what I've done. You know what I mean? But walk in my shoes and survive that. You know, you talking to a kid that, lost his mother at 12, abandoned.
I've heard that story.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
I mean, survive that.
You're going to have to write an autobiography one day.
I'm scared to death. But the bottom line is be true to thyself.
Okay.
If you always constantly be true to yourself,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, you'll have that story to tell. That's why I could walk into a crowd of 500 students,
Yeah.
unruly batch of ruffians,
Yeah.
Yeah. And you could break it down where you don't hear
A pen.
a
pen
peep.
drop.
You know what I mean? Because you're giving it from you're not talking from this.
Yeah.
I don't write from my head. I don't talk from my head.
Well,
I write from my heart, brother.
You were that kid sitting
Absolutely.
back. You were that reader, that young kid or that teenage kid. You've been a reader all your life.
Absolutely.
The other thing I want to talk about is the respect you have amongst your peers, the other authors in the game.
Yeah.
What do you attribute that to? Because I've noticed that a lot of people have a lot of love, admiration, and respect for you as a person. Granted, you're a great writer, but a lot of authors and readers have respect for you as a person, because, like you said, you keep it real. You tell it like it is. You don't hide your past. Mm-hmm. You're not ashamed of anything that you've done. You made mistakes, but what do you attribute to that love and admiration and respect people just have for Treasure Blue, the person?
Well, because I'm willing to give back and want nothing in return. That's the biggest deal. Okay. I don't want, vast majority of a lot of people is women. I don't hit on women. I don't do that. I'm not in this thing for sex.
Okay, well, I see what you
I'm
mean.
not in it, for the money, because, I'm not in it to be a person friend, to make you my friend and force you to be my friend, to make you like me. I'm not that type of person, which is I'm a freak. I'm a freak of the industry where I can tell and speak up. It don't care what the readers say, who buy my books. Yeah. That's just who I am. And they accept me for that. Mm-hmm. Somebody told me, I saw somebody try to do like you. They made them an outcast. You know what I mean? They lost this, that. I really don't care. 5,000 friends. I don't really care because I'm being me. At least you can.
Yeah, you be honest and true to yourself.
It's a funny thing. They know I just got this little pet peeve about tattoos. So, a lot of people catch me sometimes. Treasure, you said that you're not going to. So people follow me.
Do you have any tattoos?
No.
Okay, so that's
no. I'm kind of anti-tattoo because since Obama got elected, okay. I said if Obama made a statement, if Obama get elected, I'm never going to mention anything about women and tattoos again.
Okay. Well, you got to make sure y'all keep them to that.
No, they do.
You'll say what you want to say about whenever you get ready.
I toned it down on that, but people respect me for just speaking who I am. Mm-hmm. I share a lot of affirmations that I've written. Okay. Just real whole things. But most of the part, I'm willing to give back without wanting nothing in return. Okay. Because they say only way you can keep what you have if you give it away.
All right. Yeah, thanks for sharing that with us, man. Back to Fly Betty. I'm going to read a couple of these. They have some quotes here in the back from some very important people. I'm going to start off with this one by Wahida Clark. They call him, the official queen of street literature and New York Times bestseller. Wahida Clark says, Treasure Blue is back once again, bringing you the good, the bad, and the often ugly consequences that come with using what you got to get what you want. Tell us a bit about that statement, man. Yeah, well, Wahida Clark is, if you don't know, she's also signed to Cash Money. Very, very good author, one of my favorite female writers in the game. She said Treasure Blue's black once again, telling you about the ugly consequences of trying to use what you got to get what you want. What do you think about that?
That's humbling, you know, coming from Wahida. I mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Okay.
Because as far as I'm concerned, she's top 3 in the game. I mean, you know,
Okay.
to hear somebody say something like that for, you know, a wretched soul like myself, you know, I mean, it's a beautiful thing. I mean, it's more humbling.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. Maybe that makes me whole sometimes just to hear that. But I'm learning to accept these things today.
Okay. I want to read another one. This is from Asher and Jaquavis, also signed to Cash Money Content. They've been dubbed hip-hop's first couple of urban fiction. They're also New York Times bestsellers. They say only treasure can weave such a beautiful tale and throw you a cautionary twist that will leave you reeling and gasping for more.
Yep.
What do you think about that statement? Leaves you reeling and gasping for more.
I mean, once again, man, you talk about the best in the game that's doing it. I mean, to hear these accolades and, you know, directed at me, you can't buy that. You know what I mean? You got thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon authors that will be honored by it. I mean, smitten by that.
Yeah, Asher and Jaquay was huge. I'm a huge fan of them. You know that already. You guys know I did an interview with them in Maryland. So
Yeah, they're good people, man. They about
at the
their
Literary
business,
Book Joint.
man. They about their gift, man. They huge. They huge.
Yeah,
I
big
mean,
shout, Asher Jaquay was
big shout out. They just huge. I mean, I seen them come from obscurity to prominence, man. I seen it from the coast to coast days. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I remember seeing their name and just like, next thing I know, woo,
They blew up.
atomic, nuclear,
Yeah, you got a lot
blast.
going on,
And they doing it, you know, they as real as it get, you know, and got love, you know?
Yeah, they do.
And I
man.
give it right back.
Okay, now the last one I'm going to read is by Nikki Turner. She's also been called the Queen of Hip Hop Lit, also a New York Times bestseller. She says, Fly Betty is a vivid slice of the streets. Treasure Blue continues to leave all of us wannabe competition hating in his rear view. So she's saying you leave all of the wannabe competition hating in your rear view mirror. That's Nikki Turner.
Wow. You know, and you want to know what's ironic?
What's that?
About 10 years ago, Nikki Turner was the very first person I reached out to
As a new author?
as a new author.
Okay.
She was getting it in the game. She was slaying them. Here, I didn't even have a book. And I wrote her. And she answered me back, which is one of the reasons to this very day that I answer everyone back.
Okay.
She said she loved it. That gave me an adrenaline shot. She actually said, yo, I'm interested. I could, you know, buy it and we can. When she said that, you know what I mean, I knew it. That's a thank but no thank. Let me take this. But we wind up being good friends, and this is what I'm talking about to new authors. When I say I got most of my deals and my connection is because I showed up. About 2 years later after that email, me and her were signed to the same major publishing company, Random House.
Random House too. You
Label
got a history
hits.
with Nikki Turner.
Yeah, she even vouched for me. Yeah, me and Treasure go way back. You know, so it's always who in the industry you don't know who can help you.
Yeah.
You know?
I understand that, man.
It ain't good to consolidate yourself. Consolidate yourself, no.
You guys
have to
listen
bring
to
yourself.
somebody who's been in the game a long time. Reach out and to any and everybody in the business. You never know who's going to be the person to actually take you to the next level.
That's right, the least likely. And to answer your question, the first time I became on Cash Money radar was because of Eric Gray. He introduced me to that.
Eric Gray. I met him at the Harlem Book Fair.
Yeah, because I showed up.
Okay.
Once again, I showed up she was in Harlem. I'm from Harlem. Went to a book signing. Support, I showed up.
Okay.
And as a result of that, I met this connection who introduced me to this connection.
Okay.
So therefore, once again, new author, show up.
Okay. We still talking about Fly Betty, man. On the cover, this is your quote about Fly Betty. You said, first she'll steal your heart, and then she'll steal your money. Mm-hmm. All right, so explain that to me, man.
Well,
that's Fly Betty. First she'll steal your heart, then she'll steal your money.
That's the premise of the story. You know what I mean? You see, a Fly Betty is a girl or woman who's intelligent in books as she is in the streets. Okay. She got that look that every woman wants. Okay. You see, the thing about her, she have it all. This girl is in graduate school, so she's no dummy.
Okay.
She's about to become a doctor, for Christ's sake, a psychiatrist. So what could you really do to a woman like that? She know what you want to think.
So she basically has it all.
Yeah, she has it all.
She's successful. She has it all.
Yeah.
But there's a dark side, though.
Definitely a dark side. It's a duality to everything. She is devoid of feelings. Everything to her is about the bottom line. She was taught this by the best. Her mother, who developed what they call the Blaze Diaries. You know.
You gotta read this book.
It's deep. It's very deep. It's very, and it's gonna blow you out the water too.
You don't want to say too much about it.
I don't want to say too much, but I give you that. Go get that book. Well, my email, my website is amazon.com/treasureblue.
That's your, all right.
I'm a hustler. And click the book.
Amazon.com.
/Treasure Blue. That's all you need. That's my website.
You found out everything you need to know about Treasure Blue.
By buying a book. There you go.
Okay, now I said you were on a tour. Mississippi, you did a huge signing down there. Made a few stops. Now you're in D.C. You're going to be at the library tomorrow.
Yes.
Doing some things. You got the huge release party. I don't know when you guys seen it, but the release party is going to drop off.
We going back to house party in that one.
I'm looking
we got
forward to
so
that.
many people coming out. I mean, I got some surprise names coming out too. I'm gonna surprise you. I'm gonna impress you.
Well, you can thank everybody for coming out, because by the time they see this, the party will be coming on. Listen, I want to thank you also for supporting me, man. You know, this brother accepted me right away. You know, brother with a book club. You know, starting a book club, took a lot of heat with that when I first started.
Yeah.
Because all the book clubs were all these ladies, the little female groups of women. And I started a book club, and you supported me right off the top, man. Said, yo, go with it. It's a good thing. You know, you're an avid reader. Support the authors. They'll support you. Also, I want to thank you for allowing me to be a part of your success, man. Whatever little part that I played, I want to thank you for that, man. You know what I mean?
That's an understatement, bro. I just want to say that.
I'm saying that very humbly. I'm saying that very humbly.
I
thank you for allowing me to be a part of your inner circle, man, and to be a part of your success and everything that goes with that. You know, I feel like I'm part of the Cash Money Content family.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
I met you, Quan, Ashton Jaquavis, Wahida Clark, and the whole team. Mm-hmm. And everybody shows me mad love.
Mad love.
And that's all because of you, man, believe it or not.
Really?
Because you're the first person that I met, part of that Cash Money family.
Okay.
So, and I appreciate that.
I appreciate that for you saying that.
Yeah, we're going to finish
but,
up.
But I just want to add one more thing, you know.
Still talking about Fly Betty.
Yeah, the Fly Betty. But the book came out, what was it?
February 5th.
February 5th? What happened on February 5th, you remember?
What happened on February 5th? Oh, the sales.
Yes, sir. I got to pitch that one.
The sale. You don't want to see it yourself. First printing for the book, 17,000 copies.
Yes, sir.
Sold out.
Sold out.
First day.
First day.
All right. Well, that means you guys did your job. You supported this brother.
Yes, sir.
You bought his book. Second printing is going on.
It's already in effect.
Okay, book is still available for those who don't have it. It's available at Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble,
and
any way you want it. The book is everywhere.
Yo, I'm just like the reviews. I couldn't ask for a better scenario. Could not possibly write a better scenario on what's going on. No, of the feedback that I'm getting and the circumstances surrounding it. It's only been a week.
Would you say it's exceeded your expectations?
Nothing is a given. I learned that very much so in publishing, that nothing is a given.
Okay.
But so I just remain,
Humble. You want
Yeah.
the book to be successful. You want it to be well received.
But this thing here has been a beast, a monster, a leviathan.
I noticed your fans and followers had a push
Wow.
to help you make the New York Times bestsellers list with this book.
Yes, they really went all out. And that's once again from being a good person.
Okay.
See, this is my first time asking.
Okay.
And when I did, they answered that call and they went. I mean, February 5th, as far as I'm concerned, it wasn't Facebook, it was Fly Betty Book Day.
Okay. Well, you do definitely remember that.
You
day.
know what I mean? Everywhere, I got calls, I got inboxes. Tragic, you know what I mean? The whole Facebook, you got your book cover or talking about your book. It was something I never seen before.
Yeah. Well, we did, with DJ Gatsby Book Club and WB, we actually did a lot, man, to try to help you.
Man,
and I'm
y'all-
sure other people did.
Nah,
It's your
don't
chance
tell-
to thank everybody, man, all
Behind
the
the
push
scenes,
that you had.
I know. Gas.
I try to do my part. to
Let
help
me
you,
tell
man.
y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all this is from the horse's mouth.
I tried, man.
I thought that I was a great marketer. This brother taught me things about marketing in the simplest form
Yeah, there you go.
that had the hugest impact.
There you go, man.
Look, every time a book coming out,
Oh, absolutely, man.
you know what I mean?
Speaking about that, man, I know you're working on something.
Yes, sir.
Will you drop another book this year? This year, it's 2013.
Maybe 2.
Wow, your guys heard that. He's looking at possible
But then
2 more
again,
books.
it's written. I'm a hustler. I write.
Okay.
You know what my day consists of? Write, promote, write, promote, write, promote. That's all I do. I have no life. I have no wife. So how could you compete with me?
You're married to the game.
I'm married to thank you. How could you compete? But this is what I want. You know,
What you signed up for, man.
this is what I signed up for. This is my business. This is my legacy. And I'm looking at it right now as a legacy now.
Oh, I think you've established yourself as a legendary writer.
Wow.
I think your books will live on, and I think when people talk about African American literature, street living, urban fiction from the '90s, your name has to be mentioned, man. You definitely in that conversation, man.
Well, I'm after the 90s, so.
Well, I mean, from the '90s,
Okay.
to 2000 on,
Yeah, right.
I think you'll be.
Yeah,
I think
I'm
you'll
up
be
there
mentioned.
because being resilient,
Yeah.
it speaks volume when you can sustain in a fickle
Yeah, longevity.
business almost 10 years now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Of writing all fire books because I seen them come and I seen them go.
Yeah.
It could be an author come out with the hugest book in the world, but it goes down, it's decline until
Yeah.
it's void. They no longer exist.
You're not
See,
relevant
this is
anymore.
why I keep mine. I don't want to brag, but every
Man, I waited forever, man, to get you on the show, and you promised me when
Yeah.
you came to DC you'd come,
Yeah.
and I thank you for showing
Yeah.
up, man. Baby and Slim, two of the most brilliant minds in music, books, and entertainment. Say a few words about that, man.
man. When I met them for the first time, it was at Wahida Clark party. They had such a force around them, energy around them. You know what I mean? I am rarely, if ever, I wouldn't say starstruck, but I was kind of in awe
The cats
just
are
by their
amazing,
mere
man.
presence. And I assess people really quick, man. They some smart, genius brothers, man.
Oh man.
And I just watched them all night. You know what I mean? I said that these brothers is real about it. I like their movement. See, because they about giving back. And when you give back, you know what I mean, that ensures that you stay on the right path. It's like a humbleness about yourself. I just got total admiration and respect for both of them. I spoke with both of them. I talked with Slim. I got pictures with him. Slim, he don't say much, but that dude is a genius, man.
Very true.
So much so that they are actually in my book. They had that much of influence upon me that they have speaking roles and they're actually part of the book. That's how much influence that they had on me by just their mere presence alone. And you know, it's just they beyond the multitude of money.
Okay.
They have surpassed that. They up here in humanity now. Hence why they promote the books, that education, reading, children. You know what I mean? And that's admirable. Who does that?
Yeah, they definitely have their hands in the entertainment industry, man. Not just with the music and books, but now in films.
Right.
And man, they helping a lot of people, man, feed their families, man. They're helping a lot of people pursue their dreams, man. And big shout out to Baby Slim and the whole Cash Money, Young Money team and crew out there, man.
You affiliate?
You affiliate?
You affiliate.
I'm official.
You're official. Cash Money all day.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Molly too, man.
Yeah, Molly.
Thanks for introducing me to Molly, man, and give me a hook up with Molly. Great Molly. Thank you for the books.
She's a sweetheart.
And all the other stuff that she's got me, man, being part of the team. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
man.
I could be kicking, screaming, shouting. She just got a uncanny way of just letting me know everything is going to be all right. Sorry for being such of a pain sometimes, Molly, but you know.
Listen, before we go, man, big shout out to people back in Harlem in New York, man. You know, I don't know how hard you get back, how often you get back, but you know, Harlem for life, baby.
Man, it's going to be Harlem for life, man. Harlem or die. It's just no matter where you take me, my body or whatever, man. Harlem, that itch across my chest. That's it. Ain't no in betweens. Ain't no filler. I live in North Carolina, but hey, you know.
Man, love for New York and everybody. Listen, before we go. Like you said, Amazon.com, that's Treasure Blue. That's all you need to know. But he's being real humble. You can always catch him on Facebook. You got Treasure Blue's Facebook page. Yeah. You got Treasure Blue's readers.
Yes.
Twitter, you said you got, but you don't do too much Twitter?
At Twitter Rights.
Twitter Rights.
I'm gonna catch on to that whole bug sooner or later.
Yeah.
Sooner or later.
There you go.
At Treasure Rights.
Treasure Rights on Twitter. Well, you all know me, DJ Gatsby. President, CEO, DJ Gatsby's Book Club, WB Media Group. I got the talk show with DJ Gatsby and Kitty Jones. You can watch that on Comcast, Channel 99, also on Verizon, Channel 11, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, 9:30 and 4:30. Also Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 1:30 and 7:30. And if you can't catch me on cable, Comcast, you can always watch the show on YouTube, www.youtube.com/DJ Gatsby. And I always say, you know, if you can't find out anything about me, just Google. You can always find me. So listen, we're going to wrap the show up. Thanks again to my brother. Congratulations on your new book.
Yeah, don't push that up there.
Fly Betty.
Push that Fly Betty.
What I mean? If you don't have it, go and get it.
One more shout out to my man Jada Franchise, who actually did a Fly Betty song.
Oh, yeah, I heard that song. Man. Jada Franchise, Fly Betty song.
My man Blacktop hooked it up, man. Make sure you get this on the thing.
Yeah, we got this.
Blacktop, Jada Franchise, man, thank you for that song. My man Aaron Bebo, DC Book DV on Williams, you know what I'm saying?
That's
Faye
right,
Faye, I ain't forget you, Faye. You know what I mean? All these people, man, you know, I ain't forget Tracy B, I ain't forget y'all, but I just want to let y'all know that I'm so thankful. And let's keep riding to the top.
Yeah. Once again, DJ Gatsby. You watching the talk show with DJ Gatsby. Today was my special guest, best-selling author, Cash Money Content, publishing the Treasure E.
Motherfucking Blue.
We had to cut that. We would have to cut that out right there. Peace, man.
You the editor. It just flows off the tongue
we
so
done.
well.
I set him up with that one.
He set me up with that. You don't.
I know what you're going to say, man.
He said me, I got to smoke me a cigarette.
Yeah, we done. I don't know how long we took, man. Don't matter. I'll edit it. I'll get it to what we want. 4:30.
Oh, so you got money now. I mean, this is good, right?
Yeah, he took some shots, man.
Oh, you don't quit, man.
Good.
It half